No? Hey guys, it's 9 p.m. when I am filming this, and if you're wondering, Kristi, did you just find a spot on your head that looks like a burn, don't remember burning yourself, and then just convince yourself that you have 57 different diseases? Yeah. Yes, I did. Look at it. I did not burn myself. What happened here? What is this? I'm convinced that I'm dying. So if I am, it's been real. Hey guys, so today I'm going to be playing with this. I got this in PR, and when I saw this, I thought, man, this could really be an everyday eyeshadow palette for a lot of people. So this is the Huda Beauty Nude palette. This is what it looks like on the inside, and oh my god, it looks beautiful. Now, when I saw these shades initially, I thought, God, they are so sparkly that they look chunky. No, that's not what's happening. They are actually like spotty. They have like different white colors in them, but from far away when you look at it, it just makes it look like extra foiled and glittery. So every time I would see these, I was like, oh my god, look at those shades. And I failed to realize that they are actually white and spotty. This is the Huda Beauty Nude palette. This is so beautiful. I could see this being an everyday palette for a lot of different people. I think that it's nothing revolutionary that a lot of us haven't seen a million different times, but if you are super into these tones, it might be good. I tend to like Huda Beauty shadows quite a bit, although I do feel like they need some layering to get them up to full opacity. Some people like full pigmentation right off the get-go, and I'd say those are my favorite. I think when I think of a shadow that just like bam gives you full-on pigment first time, I think of like Makeup Addiction. I think of Sugar Pill, Juvia's Place. A lot of them, they're just like mass pigment. You just dip your brush in and you swipe it on and it's just like unbelievable. Huda Beauty shadows I've found are not quite like that for me. I don't know if maybe it's something that I'm doing or if they are just generally more layery, but that's what I found. So I am going to try out this eyeshadow palette today and let you guys know my thoughts. This obviously is not like a full-ass review. This is going to be first impressions. I'm just going to try out the palette. I have so much makeup that I have to try and I just want to get through it. So I am going to film with this today. We're just going to do something fun. I'm not going to take it all too seriously. We're going to go nude, but not nude because nobody wants to see this body nude, because I'll tell you what, I've been eating carbs for the last 2 months and I gained 10 pounds. But let's get into this eyeshadow palette. I do love this packaging. I think that this packaging is really nice. I love the size of these palettes. I think that there's something really satisfying about the feel of them in your hand. Easy to travel with. They're not too small, but they're not too big. And I think they just overall look well put together. I think if I can give Huda Beauty one thing that they're really good at is making something aesthetically pleasing looking to somebody that may not know a lot about makeup. I feel like these palettes are really created with Instagram in mind, I feel. And maybe that isn't true at all. So as you guys know, I'm going to do my eyes first. I always do when I do my eyeshadow. So this is the Colourpop No Filter Concealer. This is what I always use every single time I do my eyeshadow, so I know how it performs. I do not set my eyeshadow with a powder because I like it to have some stickiness to it. So I'm going to go with my Sigma E40 tapered blending brush, and I don't really know what I want to do. Everything's sort of blush toned anyway. When I look at this, I see pinks and things like that. You can avoid that if you go in with this shade, and this one, and then kind of stick to these guys. You could create a more golden look, or you can really go pink with it. I don't know. I feel like the way that this is, I'm going to probably go pink. I want to Tickle. Ew, that shade's name is Tickle. Okay, I Spanked. Oh, whoa. Okay, I didn't realize when they said nude, I was picturing like nude colored. Bear, Crave, Play, Fantasy, Love Bite, Spanked, Lace, Daydream, Tickle, Excite, Infatuated, Kinky, Concealed, Secret, Tease, Raw. Bitch! This shadow's name is Raw. We have to use Raw. Wow. Huda, you didn't have to do that. Charmed and Teddy. This is a slutty palette. I didn't realize it was that kind of nude, but I guess it did come with like this little silk robe. Should I put it on? Should I put the silk robe on? BRB. Raw slutty Kristi. It came with this thing too. What is it? I don't think that's how it goes. Do I look like her? All right, well, we got to use that Raw shade because you know that was made for me. All right, I think I'm going to start with the shade Tickle. Dipping in, there is quite a bit of kick up, but you know, average of eyeshadows. Oh, that is quite pigmented. gonna bring this out quite a bit because I think I'm gonna do like a big slutty cut crease or something. I don't know. I have so much texture on this stupid idiot eyelid lately. It's so irritating. Maybe I'll blend it out with a little bit of Play and Bare mixed. I feel like this is blending pretty good. It's not taking a ton of effort to get me to a really nice blend. My skin looks like absolute balls right now. No, it was looking really good. And then I used that Tatcha Luminous face mask. I used it night before last. And yesterday my skin looked, oh, so good. I was like, bitch, that mask is everything. And then today I broke out. And I'm thinking, I think that palettes like this are perfect for people that obviously aren't like super adventurous with their eyeshadows. This is your everyday. I don't know about everyday if I'm being honest. I mean, there's a lot of glitter and shit in here. I don't know how these shades are going to perform. I'm going to swatch some of these like speckly shades right here just to see kind of what they look like on your finger. Crave, holy shit, those look beautiful in camera. Fantasy and Daydream. Let's see what they look like when we swatch them on our hand. My nails are butt shit right now, I'm sorry. Okay, well, gosh, those look absolutely stunning. Yeah, this one, I die. 150,000 deaths. Look at that. Wow, maybe those like little white speckles do something for the glitteriness? Because in person even, these look just stunning. That Crave color. Ooh, I want to swatch Charmed. Oh, wow! Weirdest thing, when you swatch it, it like changed. Maybe you guys can see, but like the outside color is like brownish. And then when you put your finger in it, it became like pink. Oh yeah, it's a total duochrome. Hopefully it shows up on camera that it's like brown when you turn it this way and then it like totally becomes pink. I'm so doubting that the camera can even pick that up. So pretty, 10 times prettier in person than on camera. I have not watched a single review on this, just FYI. I don't even know anything about this. I have not been watching YouTube videos at all. You know, just with life and ways shit's been going on, I haven't been watching YouTube. So I'm interested to see what I think about this palette because I have no idea what like the public perception of this is. This is my Smith 230 brush. The bottom of it broke. I am just heartbroken, but hey, the brush still works. So I am going to go in with this tease color, would be really pretty. You know, I retract my previous statement. Generally, Huda Beauty shadows are not this pigmented. I'm going to be honest with you. My Desert Dusk palette and those, I do love them and I gave them good reviews. I will link them up here. I think that they're great palettes, but they don't have this much pigmentation when you just dip right in. At least I don't remember them having that much. I remember them being a lot more buildable than they were just initially pigmented. So these are pretty surprising. Like, I was mistaken. What is this bumpy shit? You guys know that I'm craving sweet when I'm drinking friggin' LaCroix. LaCroix. I called it LaCroix and somebody that was French Canadian was like, did you just say LaCroix? And I was like, yeah, I did. Passion fruit. This one's probably my favorite one I've had so far though. All the other ones taste like you sprayed a body splash 4 floors down and then somebody walked by after having walked through that room and you're like, did somebody spray Bath & Body Works 2 miles away? That's what a LaCroix tastes like. I'm gonna take a smaller, more detailed brush, and I'm gonna go in. I think I'm gonna take a little raw right now. This shade almost looks like it has some shimmer to it. You know, it doesn't look like a solid matte, so I'm interested to see what this looks like. This isn't a color I naturally would probably go in with right here, but I kind of just want to test her out. I mean, it is my namesake, so. All right, so that's kind of turned into a color that I don't know anything about. I'm gonna throw some of this shade in now. I feel like I've just thrown every shade in the world on top of it, but this is Love Bite. All right, guys, now I am going to cut my crease. I'm going to do like a big one that like wings out, you know, what I always do because I'm a basic ass bitch and I can't change it up right now. I don't know what to do. You know, I'm gonna try to venture off of this shit. Sometimes I get stuck in a rut. I get stuck in my same eye shapes. And you know what? It's gonna be beautiful regardless. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut my crease real quick. And I don't wanna hear another word about it. This is my Bodyography Pro Flat Shader Brush. This is the one that I always use for cutting the crease because it gets nice and flat. It's really not for this. When you first see this brush, you're gonna be like, how does it work like that? You really just have to cake it with product and let it sit there and really just... So I want to try with a brush first to see how it works with these shadows. They feel very soft to the touch, but I would imagine they're going to be far better applied with a finger. But I'm going to go in with a brush first. This is the shade that is in person just absolutely stunning. They're all gorgeous, but that one is... This is Charmed. Okay, so it definitely does pick up on a brush. I don't know if you guys can see. So it's lackluster with, I don't know. I'm going to try it with a finger because I'm assuming it's going to be leaps and bounds better. Yeah. Oh, wow. That is so beautiful. This one particularly has that duochrome shift. That's really pretty. I feel like in a swatch, it definitely has it more, but it does look really pretty on the eyes. I mean, you really kind of have to see these in person. I feel like a lot of shadows nowadays are getting to the point where you have to see them in person to really get the full effect of them. Okay, I'm going to go in with some of this Crave shade, which is this one here. The only problem is if you're trying to get like sort of precise, like up to the crease, you kind of need a brush. You really can't with these. Oh, wait. Oh, wait. They sent like this little thing. I totally forgot. So I completely forgot about this little tool. This came in the PR package, and this is the Fender Blender brush. One side of it looks like those little sponge tip applicators, but the other side is rubbery. And I think I didn't know really what this was for, but I'm assuming this is to get precision because it's like a finger almost. Oh, yep. So I pulled up the color on the end of that. Let's see if this works. Wow! Oh my god, it so works. Okay. Okay, this little tool is amazing. Let me try it with this color in the front. Okay, I'm only going to use this tool on this eye so we can see how it works with that shade. Wow. I think for me, this tool is just a little bit too small to do the entire eye. Let me try to use the sponge tip applicator for like a full eye. Let me see. Oh. I don't know. Okay, so I'm gonna put the majority of it on my eye with my finger, which I think a lot of people are happy to do. And I think for those areas that are difficult to get into, just use the Fender blender, dip into that, and then you can get right up there. Oh wow, this is so smart. That is a cool tool. The only downside I can find to that tool, well, first of all, here's how I feel this tool should be instead. I feel like this is a really cool texture. It feels very skin-like on this side, but this side is just a traditional sponge tip applicator, and so for me, this side is useless. I'm not going to use this because I tried it with the color, and while it does work, I feel like it kind of, I don't know, it just kind of brushes off the product because it's got like a grittiness to it in a way. So I feel like this shape on this side would be perfectly fine if it were made out of this material, because as you can see, what this looks like, it totally picks up the product. And it's just so neat. What a cool little invention. I do hate that you need to buy something like this to be able to use the product to its full capacity, to be able to get it right up into those areas. But I mean, at least they've kind of given you a solution to that issue instead of just being like, use your finger. I really like that little tool. That is neat. All right, so I think I'm just going to take a little bit of this glitter. I'm going to tap it on with my finger. Okay. Okay, so it's not like a Vaseline-y texture. You know how some products feel kind of Vaseline-y when you stick your finger in them when they're like a pressed glitter? This does not feel like that. This feels like a dry glitter. Honestly, I don't know about these two glitter shades. I don't know. They look really pretty on the fingers, but as far as application goes, I always struggle with things like this. Like, you don't really do that. You can kind of like press it on. I don't know. Here's my thing about glitter. In most circumstances, if I'm going to use a glitter, I'm just going to whip out a glitter, or I'm going to get like a little glitter liner and I'm going to go in with it. I don't really need it in my eyeshadow palette. To be honest, I feel like this palette could have benefited from just more of these. These are so beautiful that just give us more. Give us these colors in this formula. I would far prefer. Just going to kind of clean up that outer edge. All right, I think I'm going to take a bit of the shade Love Bite up here, which is the deepest in there. And I'm going to take it on my little MAC 208S brush. I'm going to try to create like a smoky lash line with that color. Sort of wing it out. Ooh, I like that. That looks pretty. All right, I'm gonna clean this up and I'm gonna toss a pair of lashes on real quick. We will be right back. First of all, I thought that this broke. This is my remote that I use to like turn the video on and off because it just would not work. So I bought another one because I was like, it's broken. And then this one didn't work. And I'm like, what the fuck am I buying all these broken? So I bought another one. And I was like, an idiot who now has 3 Canon remotes, all of which work because what I didn't realize is that they're infrared and my sensor can't sense it with these new lights. That's what actually happened. This is a foundation I'm testing out that I have been testing for the last month and a half, maybe. I know how I like it now, and I know everything I need to know about it, but it's for an upcoming sponsorship, so I will talk to you guys about that then because I have so much information to give you about it, but I'm gonna mix it today, just, you know, for shits and gigs with my L'Oreal Pro Glow. People ask me every time I use this brush, like, what brush is that? What brush is that? This is the IT Cosmetics Love is a Foundation brush. And I talked about this in my beauty favorites video that I did here. I'm not even kidding. I have not put this brush down since I started using it. It's so incredibly good. It's such a sad day when you film this late at night. I have to film at night right now because my contractors are here all day during the day. And it's such a sad day when you have to film at night and then I don't even get to wear this around. Nobody even gets to see this. I'm actually gonna use this as concealer. I love this brush, but I wish I had a mini version of it for concealer. Well, you know what? I do. This is the Sigma 40 HD Kabuki brush. This one works really good to get that concealer like right up in there. I never thought I would be a brush ass bitch. But I am. I think I'm going to go with the tried and true today. This is the Hourglass Luminous Bronze Light. I cannot get Ariana Grande's Thank You Next out of my head. It is stuck. It's been stuck all day. And I am not mad about it. I'm going to go in with this OFRA Professional Blush Palette. And I think I'm going to take this shade here. I think I'm going to even take a little bit of this shade up here, which is kind of a purpley shade. This is Crazy Pink. I'm going to take it a little further back on the cheeks, kind of up into that so that it gives you a little purple hue. Ooh, actually, I think that looks beautiful. I got this in my Boxycharm, and this is the Cover FX Glitter Drops, and I generally wouldn't probably use these on my face, but I used them yesterday, and pretty. You gotta be careful with these, because yes, they are very glittery, but also they can sometimes sort of pick up what you've got underneath. Look at that. They are glittery, but like, you know, in the most beautiful way. See how that catches the light? Okay, this is OFRA X Nikkie Tutorials. This is a shade Cloud 9, and it's like a duochrome pink. Oh, wow. I'm gonna show you this cheek. It shows better on camera. Oh my God, that is so pretty. That reminds me a lot of the Pat McGrath highlight. I'm actually gonna take that up on my brow bone a bit. Oh, it's totally pink. It's so pink. So you could leave your eyes top heavy like this if you don't like a smoked out lower lash line. I love a smoked out lower lash line. I mean, I think that this looks really pretty, but I really want to just do more. So I want to like bring it down a little bit lower. I think I'm going to take my fluffy blending brush and just really run it down with the shade Tickle here. I've been doing my eyeshadow like this a lot lately where I really bring it down low. And I've been loving the way that it looks. It just looks so dramatic and I don't know, different. It just is something a little bit different. You don't generally see people bring it down very low. All right, I'm gonna actually toss a pink eyeliner on because, yo, look, Fuchsia Etc. from Makeup Forever. Oh, look at that. Oh, wow, that really adds so much fun. I mean, it makes me look a little bit like ill, but like in a really good way. You may want to be careful with reds and pinks around your eyes if you find yourself with really sensitive eyes. I'm not sure about this palette in general. I don't seem to be having any issues yet. My eyes would water and water and water. And sometimes that can be the case with red eyeshadows, red pigments, pink and red eyeliners. So do be careful if you have really sensitive eyes because that may be the case for you. I do not know. And for my lips today, we're going basic, baby. And I'm going to do something that I always do. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Kim KW lipstick. Very nude. Very nude. So we're going in with Wet n Wild Mochalicious. I swear to God, Wet n Wild. I want this shade to be renamed Kristilicious. And then I'm going to make it even juicier. And I'm going to toss Glossier gloss over the top. Bitch. And this is the finished look. This is a beautiful eye look. I'm very happy with it. I am so into it. All right, you guys, what do you think? Let me know in the comments what you guys think about this eyeshadow palette. I'm going to give you guys my final thoughts on everything. This exceeded my expectations. Generally, like I said in the beginning of this video, Huda Beauty shadows generally need a lot of building up. They don't generally go in full force pigment as much as this did. I feel like they blended beautifully. I didn't have any issues with patchiness. I didn't have to go in with a million layers of everything. I just a couple of swipes and I was done. I think that the addition of this brush is a genius idea. However, I do not love the idea that to get the full palette experience, you need to purchase something additional. This is a very useful little tool to get into those really tight areas. I feel like the shades with the white like spots mixed in, these guys here, are such a unique formula. 18 eyeshadows and 5 ready to layer textures, 10 buttery mattes, 4 multi-reflective shadows, 2 pressed glitters, 1 pressed pearl, and 1 concealer base. I do feel like this would work over a plethora of skin tones. There are deeper shades in here that seemingly could work, especially since these are so foiled and metallic. I feel like these could work on any skin tone, but just from use today, I do feel like these are pretty good. I'm shocked. I think that this is a beautiful palette. I think if you love pinky and nude tones, you're gonna like this palette. You really can't go wrong with it. $65. That's expensive. $65 is really expensive. I mean, now I'm kind of comparing everything to like Pat McGrath eyeshadows, which is like $120 per eyeshadow palette. $65 is still an incredibly expensive eyeshadow palette. You can dupe this out for a lot of other palettes. Colourpop has really beautiful eyeshadows. BH Cosmetics has really beautiful eyeshadows as well. If you love the look of this palette, you have $65 that you think that you are able to spend and it's not gonna break the bank. I'd say I don't think you'll hate this. I feel like from just using it just now and my first impression on it, I'm impressed. I think it's a beautiful eyeshadow palette. I would probably realistically take both of these shades out and add in some deeper toned browns, just because I feel like you have enough lighter kind of blending shades, but even still, I mean, it's still a beautiful palette. I just don't feel like I'm really realistically ever going to get much use out of, especially this shade. Well, maybe, but I feel like these two shades are so close together. This one's more yellow, this one's more peachy. Just let's rid the palette of this shade altogether. I feel like it's an unnecessary shade. You could have added something a lot more exciting, I think, than this one. This shade for me, I did use twice today, so I do think it had some benefit. I used a little bit of play as well to kind of blend up the shades, and it seemed to work well. The price is hefty. I would not be happy to pay $65. In fact, would I do it? If I think about this and I think if I bought this for $65, would I be disappointed? And would I look at this and be like, damn it, I wasted my money? I don't think I would. Knowing myself and knowing the kind of shit that I buy, this is something I likely would have done. So if I walked into the store and if I saw this and I swatched it, I would buy it. I don't know. It's just the kind of palette that I can see myself reaching for on the daily. I think that you can certainly dupe this out with a lot of lower end palettes. The only thing that I would suggest and say is different about these are those really textured shades that I feel like they're just unique. There's something about them that, I don't know, they have like a reflectiveness that I feel like some other shimmer shades just lack. To each his own. I just feel like if you love the shades of this palette, if you think that it speaks to you, I don't think you'll be disappointed in the formula. I feel like makeup is getting increasingly expensive, and it's just really irritating for the everyday consumer who may find something that they absolutely love, and then that's a shit ton of money. Like after tax, you're looking at like $73 or something like that. It's nuts. It's eyeshadow, for crying out loud. Man, it's just getting so expensive. All right, well, let me know what you guys think of this eyeshadow look and this eyeshadow palette. Are you gonna buy it? Do you look at that and feel inspired? Have any of you guys been interested in getting it, or what? I don't know. I'm interested to hear. I had a few requests of some people asking me to film with it. And so this is just my first impressions. I am going to keep playing with this. If my mind changes, I will let you know. I doubt it will, because off of this first time going, it's very beautiful and I really love the way that it looks. So I doubt that my opinion will change for the negative, but you never know. So do subscribe if you are interested. I will update you in the future if that's the case. I'll likely be using this on an everyday basis for a while because I feel like this is a really good everyday palette. I'm gonna go watch some other videos and see what people are saying. One person did say to me, please review this palette. It's getting such mixed reviews. I've had no issue with it at all. I'd be interested to see what negatives people do come up with it. Maybe there's some like controversial ingredients or something. Let me look here. You know what I realized I didn't even do? You guys want ready? Oh, you want it? Love you guys so much. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you at my next video. Bye! I tend to like Huda Beauty. Huda? I keep calling her Huda. Huda. So as you guys know, hey Siri, what's a namesake?
A namesake is a person named after another, or more broadly, a thing named after a person. Would you like to hear more?
I'm trying to really darken this up because I'm gonna...
But why can't they just put in
I'm gonna use the brush that was literally just in my hand. Where are you? Oh, right here. You know what? This... I'm concerned. I'm keeping an eye on it. I already took a picture. If it changes, I'm going to the doctor. Only if it changes in a bad way, though. I'm not going to go if it changes in a good way. I have to cover it. It's bothering me. I can't quit staring at it. There. A little comb over. All right, so I'm going to try with a brush first to... What? How come I set this brush down and I immediately lose it? I'm going to... I never, ever, 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 ever thought I'd be a brush bitch. Brussels. All right, I'm gonna go with this OFRA brush. Sometimes, you know, you may want to be careful with reds and pink. How doth this work? Is that how this works? Twins. Am I right? I hate myself.